Hi, welcome to the channel. So hope you are aware that I work from home. I am working from home for the past 6 to 7 years, and even before that, around a year or so, or maybe just around a couple of years, I have again worked from home. This I'm not saying that I join or work in a company and then I work from home and I report once in a while, things like that. It is not the case. I kind of full time I work from home. So I felt since now with the outbreak of coronavirus, many companies insist their employees to remotely work from home and report to their managers. I see often there's a lot of confusion, and also we tend to see news reports saying that it is very difficult to implement events like that. So I felt let me share some tips because who other is a better person to discuss about this. See, I'm not any like I say, I don't generally take any videos if I'm not an expert, or I don't want to take some random YouTube video if I don't much involve into that. I felt this is a subject which I should handle because a person being myself, I am doing this from past many years. So I felt these things will help you in terms of condition yourself and prepare yourself and how to approach. So I want to give the most important tip about working from home is, unlike office, you have many advantages if you work from home. I do understand some people tend to like interacting with their peers in their office other than formal meetings. They like to chit chat, and you may have a coffee break and you can discuss with your colleagues and stuff. And again, that ambience is something else versus working from home. But I tell you, it is lot more comfortable because here you can work in a much flexible way. If you see my routine, I generally sleep late. I do tell this to my clients, especially when I get clients from Europe and US. What happens is, it is quite fortunate thing because I can almost work in the same time zone as them because I am like this from my college days. Just it's not that I'm doing it for my routine because of this nature. I generally like to sleep at late, and I'm a night owl, so I sleep late and get up late in the mornings. So my day almost starts around 10 o'clock onwards, 10 a.m. onwards. So I may have a coffee around 9:30 or something, and then breakfast around 10 a.m. So this is what is my routine is. So one thing you have to adopt is, you should have some type of self-discipline. You can schedule your work schedule in any time as possible. This is not like office kind of work. And I see often there are many news reports. Some manager expects or a team leader expects them to send their reports, and suddenly there are power outages and people don't know how to kind of organize these things. So it's like this. See, there is a learning curve for both the superiors. There is a learning curve also who works under them. Unfortunately, what is happening is, generally in India we are not used having this type of a routine, and moreover Indians, we have a tendency of somebody have to physically supervise, are we on the track or not. So unfortunately we are conditioned in this way while we are studying in our school as well as college, and as well as when we start our career, we are conditioned in this way that some supervisor have to supervise our work, and physically they need to check and things like that. Even I do have my students who time to time they discuss in their office. Things do happen in their office. They just work in a tight schedule, and then they may have their supervisors once in a while they come to their desk and ask the status and stuff. See, it's kind of good, but unfortunately these things are quite common in India. But the thing is, we need to have that self-discipline. So work from home, you have the good advantage. You can cut down your travel time. You need to go each day to office. See, when I was working in Tata Elxsi, I used to stay in the area called JP Nagar, and the Tata Elxsi office is at Whitefield, ITPL. So the company bus used to come around 6:45 or so. By the time we reach the office, it will be around 8:30 or something. So almost 2 hours we will be on the road traveling in the morning, and again 2 more hours in the evening. And sometime if there is any huge traffic jam or something, once I remember we left at around 8 o'clock or something like that. There are two schedules are there for evening bus. One is at 5:30 or something, I don't remember now. Another one is at 8 o'clock or so. So when I got that 8 o'clock bus, I reached midnight 2 o'clock, because there is a huge issue due to rain and some sort of waterlogging, and all buses are redirected. I mean, the vehicles are redirected, and we reached home around midnight 1:30 or 2 a.m. Okay, so it's like that. See, every day you need to go through this traffic. If you stay near office, it is fine. Otherwise, every day you need to waste a lot of time in terms of commute itself. So typically you will be wasting around 4 hours or so in a city like Bangalore. If it is Mumbai or so, it again depends. Okay, so again I'm saying where you stay with respect to your office, it matters. If you are not married, if you are staying with your colleagues or friends, or in a shared accommodation, it is fine. You can stay somewhere near an office, something like PG or something like that. But if you are staying in your own house, or if you are staying with a family and some reasons you are staying quite away, then you need to commute. So one of the main advantages I see about working from home is I can completely cut down my commute time, so absolutely I don't need to travel anywhere. So I like that aspect of working from home, if you ask me. Second thing is, you don't need to work on a strict schedule like 9 to 6 o'clock, and after that you spend with your family. So this is, many people are confused. You can work from home if you are comfortable starting your day at 10 a.m. onwards. You can start, instead of starting your day at 9 a.m. in an office. It's not that you do the same thing at home. So you can work from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. or so, maybe 1 or something like that, and then in between again you can take a break, and in between you can go for a lunch break. If you are comfortable, I suggest, if you are working from home, you sleep at afternoons, so that it recharges your brain. Unfortunately, again in India, we don't have this power nap concept, something like what is there in Japan. Okay, so they tend to kind of take a nap in a country like Japan, so they sleep. Even in China, I think so. Okay, so they take a nap and then they get back to their work and something like that. So here we don't have the concept. But if you are working from home, one of the main advantages is you can sleep in the afternoons. I do sleep sometimes. So sometimes I may watch a movie or something like that. Again, I'm saying if you work for 2 hours, you can take a break, watch some YouTube video. You can watch a movie or entertain yourself, watch TV or something like that, and news or whatever it is. Again, you can come back, you can work again for some time, and things like that. Okay, evening you can get up and freshly you can have tea. Again, you can work for a couple of hours. So, and in case if you are unable to work morning schedule post not post lunch, before lunch, what you can do is you can compensate by working in the night. You can even work from 9 p.m. onwards. You can have dinner and then stay and work for a couple of hours. So this is what I do. In my case, since I done this for several years, I do have a different schedule. I do work for myself. I have my own stuff. Sometimes I need to maintain a website, or sometimes, let's assume, I need to edit this video. I may edit in the night or something like that. I can keep the render ready and I may post it in some other day, and I may be working in my own code sometimes. Again, sometimes if I have any client work, I work in the morning some extent. I keep a sort of a note, so I keep a list of to be done for that day. There are also items which I may need to do eventually. I don't schedule them. I make kind of put in my to-do list, and some I may write it for that day's schedule. So you can of course maintain in a PC, you can write it on a book or whatever it is, whatever is comfortable. It's up to you. My client, he have his own automation. We do record over there that I may put some screenshots and progress of what I've done and things like that. I do maintain over there. Earlier I used to maintain worksheets and work logs and stuff like that, but over the time we are more lenient and it takes unnecessarily lot of time. I do have sort of a slot concept, so I mark whatever slots I have worked, because I work again as a consultant. I don't work on everyday basis for all my clients, so I kind of maintain that. I work say suppose today 1 hour for that client or a couple of hours for that client. Again evening or midnight I may start again working on that specific thing. And sometimes before I work I kind of mention that what I need to approach and stuff, so I don't immediately start the work. I mentally prepare. I may even mentally prepare for a couple of days, and after that I may suddenly sit one day and do it very fast. Okay, this cuts shorts my time. If I don't do that, what happens is you will be not in a mood, but you will be forced to work on something you are not inspired at that point of time. So I'm not a guy who likes that. I like to have control on myself rather than somebody controlling me. So I may even start this work, say suppose I have some important thing to be done. I may think about it whole day. I may watch YouTube videos or movies, whatever. I watch extensively YouTube documentaries and stuff like that. So I may watch in one sitting around 4 to 5 hours also. So if my wife is not there, even more time than that. Okay. So I watch continuously any documentaries. I may watch any world events and stuff like that, including tech and other stuff. So what happens is during that time I mentally prepare what to be done in the midnight or something when I'm fine, or after dinner when I'm fine, then I start very fast and I may work in one stretch till 12 p.m. or 1 a.m. or something like that. So this is what I like, because in the night I like the ambience and I can focus on that work rather than getting lot of external noise and disturbance and stuff. So like this I schedule the time I allocate for that work. So this is what I would like to give. One big tip is have self-discipline, and under that it all comes under that. Okay, so have self-discipline and have a routine. Like I said, you can have any routine. You don't need to stick with that so-called typical 9 to 5 stuff. Of course it is not going to be applicable and suitable for all the jobs. It again depends. Sometimes you may need to work in that shift. Although you work from home, you need to work in that shift. You need to collaborate with others and work on something. So it again depends. Sometimes it's not possible with everyone, but in case if it is possible, I would like to mention that have self-discipline. It's not that you need to bunk from any work. If you are in office, you are forced to do that. Somebody is supervising versus working from home. Nobody is supervising. See, we work for our own passion and for our own livelihood. We are not working for somebody else. Okay, so have that in your mind. It is not something you work for your manager or your lead or something. You work first for your livelihood. You go office for earning salary, and you work for your passion, and that's why you are working in that domain. If that domain is not satisfying, maybe you can quit IT, you can become a cook, you can become a chef, you can become a musician or something. You can even join a rock band and play guitar or something. So why you are doing that work is because you are passionate about. So fulfill these aspects. You are working for yourself. You are not working for somebody else. So have this in your mind as a part of your self-discipline. So when you work from home, you should have that self-discipline. Of course, it is not going to be suitable for everyone. Some people may not find it exciting. They find it quite boring sitting at one place and stuff. So there's no cure for that. Of course, you get that boredom. I balance myself. And moreover, again, like I said, another thing is I take a break on any time. Sometimes I like working on weekends actually. If you ask me, I like generally working on Sundays and as well as Saturdays. I like taking break on Tuesdays and sometimes Thursdays, sometimes even Monday I like to take break, because I feel it is a lot calm, and I can relax myself on a day like Monday. Except there are exceptions. Mondays I like sometimes finishing any bank work or any outside work. I go there because it's a working day versus a weekend like Saturday and Sundays. So I work on Saturday, Sunday, and instead what I do is I completely take a break on Monday. See, the advantage is I can go to any office, I can get work done. I can go to bank, I can go to any establishment like that, I can get the work done, and I can take almost a full day break. After coming back, I have lunch and relax, and that day sort of you can schedule, because half of the day is gone in this. You can take a break. Again, I'm saying it's not like I take a break. I almost, if you ask me, I work for all the days of a week, but certain days I don't much work, or I may not work for my client, but I may work for my stuff, my own stuff. Okay, so this way I kind of schedule. So working from home, one thing, of course, you need to have a nice desk, whichever you feel comfortable, and if possible, have any PC or something. Don't rely on what company gives you, and whatever they give you, don't expect them. They have not given this, they have not given that, and stuff. See, they may give you a basic laptop, and sometimes certain things are fine, and sometimes if you are looking for a job or something like that, always have a very good system. You can have a very good PC and be productive. Rather than trying to do fidgeting and fiddling with your smartphone, you can have a very good PC and do more important jobs over there. And if it is not sufficient, if it is not adequate, you don't have real estate, you don't have the space, the desk space and stuff like that, you can have a small laptop which is also powerful enough so that you can do your stuff at home. So of course you can have a nice desk, even if it is, let it be an office work or your own personal work. You can have a nice desk which has all that aspects, and provided you also have a nice network connection. I have an internet. I'm using it from past 5 years. Before that I used to use Reliance Net Connect. The advantage is I can take anywhere on a trip, I can use over there, because those are the days we had only 2G, and 3G is still new. So because of that, I used to have something like that. But nowadays with ACT internet, I have this ACT FiberNet. It's a fiber comes to the box, and from there it comes via copper Ethernet cable. So what happens is I get around 100 Mbps speeds. I have downgraded to 75 Mbps speeds, because even a power user like me, I don't need 100 Mbps, and I don't need to pay extra for that. And moreover, the router itself, the WAN port is just 100 Mbps. The LAN port is also 100 Mbps. So it doesn't make any sense to get any high speed network connection, because most of the things what you do, hardly it needs more than 75 Mbps. If you think about a serious work, of course you are working on some heavy streaming or video editing or something remotely, of course you need a high bandwidth internet. But even a person like me, if I shoot this YouTube video, it will come around 20 minutes of footage, it will come around 400 MB or so, with whatever compression and quality I apply. I shoot at 25 frames per second, so even if I need to upload, it just gets uploaded in just a matter of couple of minutes, not more than that. So to summarize, if you are working from home, have a schedule. You can work anytime as you are comfortable. You don't need to be sticking around with that stipulated time like 9 to 5 or something like that, or continuously work for 4 hours in the morning and again 4 hours post lunch and stuff like that. You can share it into multiple parts, so you can be in one sitting. You can work for a couple of hours, take a break, and again work for a couple of hours, take a break, like that. And moreover, you don't need to work on Mondays alone and take a complete weekend off on weekends and stuff. So avoid this stuff. We just don't know with this coronavirus attack still how many more weeks we need to do this. Of course, although I'm not doing, I'm saying people who are going to the office, we just don't know what is the situation going to be. It is just newly came to India, and slowly the cases are increasing. We just don't know what could be the situation next couple of weeks, or till this April 1st or 2nd week. So we don't have any clue what is going to happen. So we need to be proactive, we need to be prepared. In that case, if you are working from home, just have this routine. You don't have to strictly start your day at 9 a.m. onwards. Some people I know that they get up early in the morning, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. They tend to sleep early in the night at 7:30 p.m. onwards or 8 p.m. onwards. So if you are a person like that, it is very good. You can get up in the morning 5:30 and then brush your teeth, have coffee, and then you can start your work right away. Okay, you don't need to waste your time in unwanted commute and stuff. So work till 9 o'clock, take again a long break, spend time with your family, kids, have fun, and again start resuming back to work around 11 o'clock. Do for 1 hour, have lunch, sleep, take rest, read something, relax yourself, and again you can start your work during tea time. It will be very you feel very energetic during that time. Evenings you feel very enthusiastic. So do something creative that time. Even if it is a office work, do any creative stuff. You need to investigate something, you need to do some report, something like that. You need to prepare some documentation, something like that. Do around that time. Okay, evenings try to do that. And again, so like this you can break your day. You don't need to essentially start from the schedule which matches your office timings. And if you are a manager or a lead or somebody watching my video, don't insist your staff to stick around a schedule like your office. Just don't try to replicate. Make sure that they do this work, whatever you provide them on a daily basis, whatever you schedule them, they are supposed to do, complete on a daily basis. And give them free time, let them do any time in the day. And sometimes it is fine, even if they don't complete in that day, they will complete overall within that week. You don't need to hurry up. Okay, so have that schedule. And people who work from home have self-discipline. You don't need anybody to sit on your head and expect when you complete and stuff. Just have your own self-discipline. You first work for yourself rather than you work for others. Okay, you work for yourself, you work for your livelihood, you work for your passion, you work for eventually for your salary, what you get from the company. It is not any charity you are going there. Okay, so you are working to get the salary out of your work. So focus on that. You will have fun. Trust me, you will have more fun working from home rather than always going to the office. Of course, I do understand you can spend time, have fun with your colleagues and stuff. But again, you are working from home. Of course, you can have fun with your neighbors or even with your family members in a way. So hope this video is helpful. If you have anything to discuss, be in touch via mail or post your queries in YouTube comments. Thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.